Good morning, collective. This is Tan from Artemis Oracle doing your reading today. Today is Sunday, August 24th, 2025, and this reading is for the week ahead. So, or it could be from whenever you happen to come across it. I'm using my new mic, so I hope the audio is good, and you can let me know in the comment section if it sounds better than previous videos where I filmed outside. So I hope everything is well with you and your weekend is going well, that you're resting, you had fun, you did everything you needed to do. All right, let's see. We're going into the Western Moon deck. What does the collective need to know for the week ahead? What does the collective need to know for the week ahead? Today is the day after the new moon in Virgo, which was a black moon. And the black moon, I haven't done the new moon reading, but the black moon is basically there's two new moons during the Virgo season. So we have one on August 23rd, and I believe we have another one on September 20th or 21st. So we have two new moons during Virgo season. So the same way we have a blue moon is when you have two full moons within one season, like zodiac season. Okay, high vibing, good vibe, living to the fullest, enjoying the present. Okay. That's good. All right. So some of you can anticipate having a week where you'll be vibing high, but let's see what else comes out. I want two more cards, Spirit. One more. Paranoid, cautious, insecure. Okay. That could have to do with overcoming. Oh, okay. We got two more cards coming out. Time, delay, procrastination, too busy, and key player, important lesson, or sorry, well, there might be a lesson. Important person playing, what's this? Playing an essential role and irreplaceable. Wow. Okay. That card flew. Please, leaf, grass. Keep it there. I'm gonna pause the video so I could get the card, and I hope the wind picked up. So let's see if this audio is good. With this mic. Hold on. I feel like with this message, some of you may be a little bit on edge, but I feel like the messages with the high vibing is for you to maintain a high vibe. But however, some of you may be experiencing something that may be kind of testing you in some way. It may cause you to get paranoid, a little bit insecure, put your guard up, boundaries up. But I think that if you're doing that, and we're taking the paranoid part out of it, because, I think it could be about overcoming paranoia, not letting your negative thoughts get the best of you, but it could also be just you not letting anybody else mess with your vibe this week. You may be, like it says, key player in time. So with this, I feel like, sometimes, like I know for me, I'm going to be having an evaluation, and I'm going to use that as an example. I'm going to have an evaluation. And sometimes when you're in your job and you're not entirely sure how well you've been performing, you may be a little bit paranoid, because, you've reached that time. It's that time of the year where it's evaluation season, They may be evaluating your performance, evaluating your sales, evaluating whether you've accomplished goals, But I feel like some of you don't have anything to worry about, especially if you've been doing your job, so you've been vibing high, you've been, doing everything you have to do, but also maintaining some level of balance with your life, not letting work get in the way of life, but you maintaining a positive demeanor, right? And the only reason why I'm saying that is because this is playing an essential role. We all in some aspect, in some person's life, we do play an essential role. We can impact people in a negative or positive way. But the reason why I'm thinking work more, it's because I feel like some of you have, there may be some delay coming up with work. You may be working on something, and there may be something that comes up that kind of interferes with you meeting like a certain deadline. So that may be something that you need to look out for. Or prepare yourself the best way you can. Try to find alternative ways to do something. But it could also be that some of you may need to watch out with being in this energy where you're being super laid back, and in a way is kind of getting in the way of your work. And someone may be seeing you acting in a, like I want to say you because you know when you're at work, I don't know why work came to my mind. Um, I think it's because it reminded me of evaluation. So that may be significant to you, but and if it isn't, you know, please disregard this message. But I feel like somebody may be watching you if you're not doing your job, if you're missing deadlines and you're just like being laid back, being very lazy about your work, not really putting in any effort and seeing, and they're seeing that you're not, you know, you may be pretending to be busy or you may be procrastinating on certain things that you should be working on, right? But I feel like somebody of an essential role is going to be watching you and they may, you know, I just say beware of that. I wanted to see what's at the bottom of the deck because maybe that could like, steer this in a different way. Yeah, red flag came out. Warning signs, take a heed, risky situation. I feel like this message here is a warning to anybody who may be not doing what they're supposed to do because someone may be watching you. They may be seeing that you're not doing your job, that you're not meeting your expectations, and you're not fulfilling your responsibilities, and you're missing deadlines. You're procrastinating, or you know, you're just too like it's like you're too cool for work instead of too cool for school, too cool for work. So yeah, that may be used against you. So I say look out for that this week. But also it could be some of you are doing whatever you have to do and someone is watching you and they may see you as an essential person, someone who plays a key role, and they may think of you as someone who's irreplaceable. So it could go both ways. So that's the first message, 6:38. All right, let's see what else we get. I want to go into a different deck. I'm going to pause the video. Okay, so now we're going to go into Love Oracle cards just to see if any of those other cards have anything to, you know, say, or if it's going to be a separate message. Let's see what comes out. If it connects. Let's see if everything connects. Right, 7:01 will be the timestamp for this reading, reading. Okay, the first one is rejection, abandoned, dismissed, irrational fear. Okay. Oh, wow. You saw that. You saw that. It flew out. Conflict, clashing differences, incompatibility. You know, my tongue just got twisted. Incompatibility. Okay. I hope this mic is working. It just got really windy. So. What else? Okay, emotional storm. Eee. Turmoil, unstable, affected. Eee, okay. How come we got like a lot of negative cards? Okay, it makes sense because if I look at the bottom of the deck, I see longing. Longing, ecstasy. All right. All right. I think it could be you or another person. Someone may be this week, someone may be feeling very emotional. Some of them may feel like if somebody, because this is love, right? Say somebody asked you out this week, you may reject them, you know, but it could also be someone who wants to come forward, you know, someone who's longing for you, who's craving you, who's aching and wanting you, you know, they're craving the longing ecstasy with you. There may be a bit of fear on their part. I'm laughing because there's a God laughing. Laughter is contagious. It's like COVID, right? Okay, someone may be feeling rejected because, or have a fear of rejection because they do want to come forward to you. They do long for you. They probably want to tell you how they feel. They probably are feeling conflicted about that because there is that fear of being rejected, you know, and that them being in this state, this emotional state of longing for you and feeling desiring ecstasy, is probably causing them a lot of emotional turmoil, you know. It's like really affecting them in some way. I guess that whatever they feel for you, whatever emotions or desires or fantasies they have, are really getting the best of them, is probably what's kind of urging them to move, come forward. but they're conflicted because, who likes rejection? I've mentioned this before. Nobody likes rejection, but it is part of life. We get rejected for jobs, apartments, loans, school. It's a normal thing. Let's see. Let's find out more. Tell us about this person who's afraid of being rejected. They may not feel like you and them, I feel like maybe you may not feel like you and them will be a good match, or that's their fear that you will be incompatible. Maybe you said something to them. I mean, if you know this person, but if it's not that, it's just somebody who's, may have that fear of being rejected. But it says clashing differences. So it could also be that somebody wants to propose something to you, and it may bring some conflict, and it may have to do in the area or arena of intimacy. They may want to do something, and you're like, that's your kink, not mine, type of thing. Maybe somebody is more in the relationship. They may be wanting more sexual fulfillment instead of a connection, like an emotional connection. Okay. Oh, we got curse and perspective. Curse, hex, witchcraft, negative mind. Yeah, I would say definitely that. The fear of rejection, emotional storm, conflict. Conflict is normal too. It's a matter of how, but it's the mindset that you have when you're trying to resolve the conflict. That's the most important thing, right? But then you have perspective, better off, happiness, clear head. Yeah, I feel like this is what I'm getting. Like whoever is feeling like this, feeling emotionally unstable, conflicted, possibly having this fear of rejection, abandoned, dismissed. It could be something that somebody that you have already rejected or have, broke up with, dismissed, no longer. But it does say irrational fear. So I feel like somebody does have a negative mindset about something, but there needs to be a shift of perspective for them, But with the longing and ecstasy, it just and the longing and ecstasy was at the bottom of the deck, right? No, one was in the bottom and one was in the split. But then we have obsession too, infatuated, adoration, and addiction. I feel like this could be something that you don't even know that this person feels this way about you. They feel like they may be obsessed with you. They may be feeling I don't know, have I want to say codependency in some way. That could be a level of codependency. This person may be infatuated with you. It could just simply be that they have very strong feelings for you and maybe wanting to, like if you have rejected them, like say you were in a relationship with them and you ended things, they may be wanting to come forward, or they could be conflicted about the ending itself. Please take it as it resonates. But I feel like whatever could have been the issue, the clash of differences, like whatever was going on that interfered, this person may be, or you may be this week looking at it from a different perspective. You may be not looking at it from a negative mind space, but, you may be seeing like, maybe this was the best thing for us to do. We're better off, or maybe, you just need space. You need time, but if it comes to this obsession, if this obsession is, concern, then that may be why there was a separation. But you know your situation more than I do. So this is just something that you need to look out for this week. Yeah, I feel like this is totally different from the reading before. Let me see. Hold on a moment. Okay, I'm going into the Tangled Love cards just to get a little bit more information about that love portion of the reading. And then I think we'll end the reading. So let's see what's going on with this love portion of the reading. Tell us about this. Secretive, sneaky, dishonest, mysterious, hiding information. I think some of you may have found out something, and that's what caused there to be a separation or rift between you and another person. Anything else? Or you could be finding out something this week that is going to cause you to separate from this person, or it's going to bring some conflict into the relationship, whatever the relationship is. Stubborn, bossy, selfish, guarded, inflexible, lacks empathy. So you may be dealing with a stubborn energy, someone in conflict resolution. That's interesting. So okay, I like that. Compromising, making amends, building trust and positive outcome. Depending on your situation, some of you may be dealing with someone who will be stubborn about resolving whatever conflict this is, but it could also be that you may come to some sort of resolution with this person. But it depends on, you know, what happened. But also secretive doesn't have to be negative, because, you know, sometimes people hide their feelings, but it could be negative. Like somebody did something like fucked up, you know, and you found out about it. And that's like, no, I'm standing my ground and this is how I want to resolve the conflict. I don't want anything to do with you, you know, but it could also be that somebody's been hiding like the longing and the ecstasy and the obsession. They've been hiding that, and that's going to be coming out, you know, and let me see. Let me put them in the order they came out. I like this because when I put it in the order it came out, with a secretive, then stubborn, and conflict, I feel like somebody, you know, is going to complain about something, but then they're going to move out of this stubborn energy. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the arrow, because it's like leading to the conflict resolution. So there may be some sort of conversation that you may have this week that may resolve whatever conflict came up, or this is a conflict that already transpired and now you just, this week you may be resolving it in the relationship. And it could end in whatever way you feel like it needs to, you know, whatever you feel works for the situation, you know, but I feel like definitely that. Whatever you decide is what's right for you. So yeah, this is what you can look out for the week ahead. I hope this reading was helpful in some way. If it was, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I'm wishing you a wonderful week ahead. Bye.